Hello, happiness abounders, and welcome back. Today, I'm really excited to share with you the 3 B's of stress management. This week has been all about physical self-care, and stress management in a physical way is a great way to take care of yourself, especially if you are in stressful situations at work, at home, and really in life in general. We are humans, we are going to be stressed, so we might as well have some techniques as a form of self-care to really help us work through that stress and get back on top. So that's what the 3 B's are for me and what I want to share with you today. So you may be wondering what the 3 B's are, and they are breathe, bathe, and break. Not necessarily in that order, but again, they are breathe, bathe, and break, and I'll be talking about that all in today's episode. So first, let's dive into breathe. This is one of the more obvious of the stress management techniques. I think especially as I have gotten older, I have seen more and more people use breathing and positive breathing in like a meditative or yoga type of way to really help them manage stress in their physical body. When I was younger, when I was like elementary, junior high, and high school, never really heard about this as a stress management technique, but I do think it is picking up and more people are becoming more aware of it. And that's why it's one of my first B's, because breathing can do so much good for us, right? It's really interesting because when I feel stressed, everything about me tightens up. My shoulders pretty much go back to my ears and I have no neck, and my chest constricts and I start doing really shallow breathing. It's my body's reaction to stress in the moment. So what I have found is that if I can find a way to go, whoa, these are some physical triggers, like I'm stressed out right now, let's take a second to breathe. So I want to practice with you today in this podcast and or video, depending if you're watching on IGTV or listening on your podcast platform of choice. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in through your nose and breathe out your mouth. So now I want you to pay attention to even just that one single breath and how it may have helped you relieve a little bit of that tension that was sitting in your shoulders or in your chest. Now imagine doing that when you're in a really stressed out situation. Now you don't have to do it as loud as I did. I was trying to do it loud because again, audio podcast, but a deep breath through your nose and out your mouth without any like exhale, inhale sounds is completely fine. But take a moment to breathe in stressful situations. And that's the first B of stress management. And the most simple, I think. It's something that we can do in a way of this relief that we can have in the moment that can help us recenter and realign. And if you're in a stressful situation and there's other people around, when you can go, okay, just a minute, this is what I think we should do. It can make such a difference because it shows that you are not being ran by the stress. You are owning and controlling the situation, which can provide you a little bit more credibility in the workspace and in those kind of situations moving forward. I know, especially as a woman in a position of leadership in my workspace, I have found that when I'm like super stressed out and trying to work through it all, I get really like high level antsy, and when I can take a breath, I notice everyone around me also takes a breath. And it completely diffuses the stressful situation and brings us all back to a logical mind of finding a solution or a way to handle things. So whether it's at home and your kids see you do this and they learn from you, whether it's in the workspace or if you're just on your own, take a breath as a way to physically take care of yourself in stressful situations and as a form of stress management. So number 2 is bathe. Obviously, this one is something that is like after a long day or even in the morning, or if you have an opportunity to take a bath, but sometimes you don't in stressful situations. But it is a form of physical self-care for stress relief management. getting into the tub and doing the breathing on top of that can really relax your body. And that's what this is all about. The 3 B's of stress management for relaxing your body. Again, theme this week is physical self-care. Also, I think there's something said about a bath and or a shower where, like, have you ever been sick? And you've been like that so sick that you've been in bed for like 4 days and you just feel gross. And you're like, oh, I don't have the energy to shower or take a bath. But I know that when I do, I'm going to feel better. So I'm going to get all that guck off of me. It's the same thing here. Take those spare few minutes, take a shower or take a bath, and get all that external gunk out of you by relaxing and letting the water run over you. It's a great way to release stress in your physical body. And I want to go in super detail on bathing because I think that you get it. We've all taken baths or showers our whole lives, but it is something that I don't think many of us think of as a stress relief, or it's like, oh, that luxurious spa day, I'm going to take a long bath. It can be like 5-10 minutes, but just your body soaking in the warm water or feeling warm water run over you and visualizing like the stress washing off of you can be a big help. So that brings me to number 3, which I think is the most obvious of the 3, and that B is break. Take a break when you can. Now here's my interesting little tip and trick. I have really back-to-back kind of days. And the only break I get sometimes is if I have to go to the restroom. And sometimes I'll just be in there and I'll do a breath. And be like, okay, let's go do this. And then go right back out. But that small break is what I need to reset my physical body to be able to walk into those stressful situations. Now, I may be a bit of an anomaly here. I'm the kind of person who can fall asleep anywhere at any time and for any length of time. So there has been on occasion where I am so overwhelmed, but I have an opportunity for like a 15-minute break. I'll go sit in my car and take a 5 to 10 minute nap and then walk back into the building and be refreshed and ready to go. So a break can be what it needs to be for you. However, I must point out that too often we're like, okay, I need to take a break. I need to like get out of this situation that I feel a little stressed in and take a break. And then what we do is we get right onto our phone. Physically, we're not resting our eyes from screens. We're not mentally resting. We're just going from one thing to another. So when you enact this B, when you take a break, don't get on your phone, because it just changes the stress mentality to something else momentarily and then brings you right back. So that break does not leave you reset and refreshed. So make sure that you take an actual break, whether it's for 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it needs to be for you, but take it as an actual break. Like I said, for me, I take a nap because that's the only way I can not get that stress for that long period of time and not get on my phone and want to check and make sure everything else is running smoothly. Don't want to get trapped in that busy mindset and just take a few minutes for myself physically to get that physical break. So quick recap. The 3 B's of stress management as forms of physical self-care are breathing, bathing, and breaking. So breathe, bathe, and break. So I hope this helps you today. If it does, please share it with a friend that you think may also need some stress management techniques. I know these 3 are really simple, but sometimes it's the simple things we need reminding of the most. And if you liked this episode and you've shared it with a friend and you'd like to do more, go to iTunes and tap the 5-star review under Happiness Abound, and or leave a written review. I would love to hear from you and see how this episode or other episodes of the show may have helped you in your happiness journey. So all of that said, have a wonderful day. Remember the 3 B's as a stress management technique, and above everything else, remember, you are capable of happiness abound.